don't your income tomorrow, they'll say, I pay for that food. They don't hear before. Yeah. So they bring the money and you eat it. I'm bringing money, that's stolen money. Because nothing you went hard for, you just get divided. You own the money, pocket divided. And money where you work from. Everyone should not be bribing for vote. You should come and talk to your citizens, explain to them what you would like to do, and ask them for the food. If they can't bribe you, tomorrow you will not see you. But they make you so.
We cannot be living here depending on Indians and Chinese and Taiwanese to feed us, and then we want to control the price. It's not possible. So we have to get to the soil. We have to start teaching our children to diversify what we eat. You go to other countries around here, they don't worry about rice price because they eat cassava a lot. They eat it in a different way. They eat it with food, they eat it with bamboo, they eat it with different corn and different things they eat. But for us in Liberia, they culture that if you don't eat rice, you're not eating. Reconciliation is okay. Prosecution is foolishness. You know what? Why did they do TRC? Why did they do TRC after that South Africa? I was not in Ghana. They went to Ghana and the international community put before Liberia, World Crown Code, and TRC. And they threw TRC. So why do you want TRC to metamorphose into World Crown Code? You all have decided, made a conscious choice to step forward in these trying times to provide support for your different communities. It is an honor. Providing the service of protection means the world. And what you're doing today is a contribution towards the advancement and the development of this nation. And history will remember you very kindly. We argue and counter argue to find remedy in our society. Join your presenter, Ajise Bonyele, or wake up call from Monday to Friday at 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. on Blaze Radio 90.7 FM for the information you can use as tools.
Oh yes, let me say good morning and a pleasant welcome to Blaze Radio 90.7. Of course, today is Tuesday. It is the 15th of the month of April. I'd like to say good morning and welcome to another fascinating edition of the program Wake Up Call on Blaze Radio. This is the program that wakes you up every morning and serves you breakfast in bed. Good morning. If you are there in Maryland, in Sinod, in Grand Gita, in Rewaji. If you are there in Lofa Bank, Grand Crew, Bapolu, Cape Mount. I'd like to say good morning and welcome to this Tuesday's edition of the program Wake Up Call. And this program comes your airway from Mondays through Fridays. Today is the second presentation of the week. And of course, it is a pleasure of mine to welcome you to this fascinating edition. What are we going to be looking at this morning? The most talk about prophet the only prophet of the time, the original key, the man on the wall stage, spent his first night behind bars. What for? We're gonna be talking about that this morning. And the president on yesterday dedicated the renovated rehab market here in the rehab community. We're gonna be talking about that. These plus many more we have packaged for you this morning. So all you can do is to follow our Facebook page, share the live broadcast, leave your comments, or increase the volume of the radio that your next door neighbor will get the information as it's being disseminated. So good morning, welcome to it. This program is proudly sponsored by the Sinan Group Limited. And this is the instrumental, the original instrumental from Grand Jita County that introduces and ends this program. So whenever this instrumental is being played, that means you are in tune to the program Wake Up Call. Our Yanam boys, the pimping riders, the taxi drivers, our camp boys, the valley boys, our go bacha mothers, how you are doing this early morning? The time is just 17 minutes up to 4 a.m. and I'd like to say good morning. Wake up from your slumbers, stop sleeping, go and provide the daily bread. Provide that for yourself. Lord, I know this day is good. And that's the only prayer that I want you to do this morning as you go about doing your daily hustle. That the Lord will guide your footsteps as you go about doing your daily hustle. Good morning and welcome. At this juncture, we take words from our sponsors. When we come back, we indeed go to our point of discussion, at which time we'll have our partners here this morning on the show as we discuss what confronts Mama Liberia. Keep glued, don't go anywhere, and remain focused as we bring you this word from our sponsor, the Sinan Group Limited.
Hey, have you heard of Sinan Group Limited? Well, Sinan Group Limited is a reliable and efficient water drilling expert. Sinan Group Limited specializes in deep borehole drilling, pump installations, and water system maintenance to ensure you have access to clean and sustainable water anytime, anywhere. Services we offer include water well drilling and installation, site assessment and planning, detailed evaluation of potential drilling site. We carry out installation of well casings to prevent contamination, gravel packing to stabilize the well, and proper sealing to maintain water quality. We also conduct pump tests and other evaluations to determine the capacity and sustainability of the water source. We recommend and install appropriate pump systems such as submersible or jet pumps. We connect the pump to the overall water supply network, including storage and distribution systems. We also do scheduled maintenance and prompt repairs to ensure optimal performance and longevity of the pump system. We carry on inspection and evaluation of older or underperforming wells to identify issues such as casing damage.
That's not all. At the Sinan Group Limited, we do systematic collection of water samples from various points in the supply system. Ensures compliance with health standards and confirms portability. We provide expert guidance on water supply system design, including optimum well placement, pump sizing, and integration with local infrastructure. The Sinan Group Limited manages the full life cycle of water projects, from initial assessment and design to execution and post-installation support, ensuring projects are delivered on time and within the budget. With our cutting-edge technology, we utilize the most advanced drilling equipment. The Sinan Group Limited trusted clients include UC, U.S. Embassy, GIZ, and many more. Contact us today at our regional office near Zone 3 Police Station, Tottenham Boulevard, Congo Town, Liberia, or call us 0777 393 950 or 0888 701 390 or email us at info@sinanggroupltd.com. Visit our website www.sinanggroupltd.com.
Oh my way, I like I see they go. Baby, I like I see they go.
Are you having problems with your car engine and looking for the repair shop? Look no further. The Sinan Machining Solutions are here to solve all your problems. At Sinan Machining Solution, we specialize in comprehensive machine services. We do manual tuning, milling, fabrication and reconditioning of crankshaft, camshaft, and valve stems. We also do drilling, boring, and reaming. Our precision drilling of oiled galleries, coolant passages, mounting points, restoring wound passages in cylinder heads and engine blocks will keep your machine running smoothly. Sinan Machining Solution. Our shops are staffed with professionals. Our greening and service preparation, polishing, and smoothing will give your machine ultimate sealing and fit. But that is not all. Sinan Machining Solution has welders who will make your metal fabrication, repair cracks, and make custom brackets using the manual arc welding techniques. If the threads on your machines are damaged, do not worry. We create new threads, restore all damaged threads, and retake. We also do custom modification to suit the local operating condition, adjust fuel quality and ambient temperature. Once we have completed your job, we will inspect and measure the surfaces using our precision instruments and implement a rigorous quality control process to ensure safety and performance standards. We are not letting you go just yet. We have to make sure your heating and surface handling are taken care of.
Visit us in near Zone 3 Police Station, Tottenham Boulevard, Concord Town. For more information, you can call us on +231 777 393 950 or +231 888 701 391. You can also send your email to info@sinanggroupltd.com or www.sinanggroupltd.com, all in small letters.
Come now and visit us. When you are satisfied, we are satisfied, and everyone goes home smiling. Hey, have you heard of Sinan Group Limited? Well, Sinan Group Limited is a reliable and efficient water drilling expert. Sinan Group Limited specializes in deep borehole drilling, pump installations, and water system maintenance to ensure you have access to clean and sustainable water anytime, anywhere. Services we offer include water well drilling and installation, site assessment and planning, detailed evaluation of potential drilling site. We carry out installation of well casings to prevent contamination, gravel packing to stabilize the well, and proper sealing to maintain water quality. We also conduct pump tests and other evaluations to determine the capacity and sustainability of the water source. We recommend and install appropriate pump systems such as submersible or jet pumps. We connect the pump to the overall water supply network, including storage and distribution systems. We also do scheduled maintenance and prompt repairs to ensure optimal performance and longevity of the pump system. We carry on inspection and evaluation of older or underperforming wells to identify issues such as casing damage.
That's not all. At the Sinan Group Limited, we do systematic collection of water samples from various points in the supply system. Ensures compliance with health standards and confirms portability. We provide expert guidance on water supply system design, including optimal well placement, pump sizing, and integration with local infrastructure. The Sinan Group Limited manages the full life cycle of water projects, from initial assessment and design to execution and post-installation support, ensuring projects are delivered on time and within the budget. With our cutting-edge technology, we utilize the most advanced drilling equipment. The Sinan Group Limited Trusted clients include UC, US Embassy, GRZ, and many more. Contact us today at our regional office near Zone 3 Police Station, Tottenham Boulevard, Congo Town, Liberia, or call us 0777 393 950 or 0888 701 391 or email us at info@sinagroupltd.com. Visit our website www.sinagroupltd.com.
Oh my way, I like I see they go. Baby, I like I see they go.
We are not pressuring you. We are not tensioning you.
It's so good to be right back here on the program, the Wake Up Call, this early morning. And it's a wonderful thing that you are glued by your radio. And if you're just joining us, this is Blaze Communications Network. In a few minutes, our panelists will be here as we discuss issues that confront Mama Liberia, as we will be discussing issues that confront Mama Liberia and for the interests of the people. Yesterday, we discussed about the gross violations of God, oh God. Oh God. Yesterday we talked about the gross violation of the code of conduct. We informed you how the code of conduct is being violated, and we let you know about it. We discussed that yesterday, and I know you are also eagerly waiting to know what will be the point of focus for today. So, like I told you, the most talk about Prophet Key spent his night behind bar, and we will be telling you why he spent his night. So we are told that the prophet, because of falsifying NDC's ID card, the prophet was placed behind bar. You almost talk about prophet, but we're going to bring you the prophet's video, the video from his close confidant who went live on the prophet's official Facebook page last evening, confirming that the prophet was being attacked by this government, and the government that they made start to attack them because they feel that the prophet is the one who is always speaking the truth, and because of that, the Boakai administration does not want him to continue speaking the truth to the Liberian people. And wow, the internet problem is a dome. We sorry for that. And we will be letting you know soon. We want to get you the video to that. This internet want to frustrate, but out there, it cannot. So, Prophet Key over the past years, during the administration of former President Weah, Prophet Key, according to him, has always stayed exile, refusing to come to Liberia, his country, on grounds that he was not pleased with the Weah's administration, that he was haunted during the Weah's administration, and so because of that, he could not come to the country. Now, this time around, is in power. And he told the Liberian people on our live video we did with him that he was certified with this government. And it was one reason for which he brought his wealth into the country, because he knows that this country is secure now for him. Because he knows that this country is now secure for him. So because of that, he brought his wealth into the country, and he knows that with the Bouaka Koune administration, he can be secure in his own country. And that's the but let me do this. Let me take this break. Very short and be right back. God. I want to take this break. We so sorry. Let's take this break and be right
In our
back.
Constitution, due process is not a privilege, it's a right. And I'm in our Constitution.
We're so sorry that the internet want to frustrate us this morning. I don't know what is going on. But I'll take this break and be back.
President Talbot was killed on the 8th floor of the executive mansion. Now, I know that place because I lived up there myself. What General Kurongba and the main killer of Talbot explained, it was a young man that actually shot him. The presidential, the 8th floor is the family living floor of the president. It is very, very secured. All of the glasses up there are bulletproof glasses. The doors are sealed. So when the president enters, there's the living room, his bedroom, his wife's bedroom, the entire area, once he enters, it is secured. I'm told by John Kurongba after the firing started, and quite frankly, it's a very sad scenario. Most of the soldiers at the presidency that were guiding the president fled because their friends were staying in the pool. They were all together. So they just didn't budge. They go upstairs and they actually have to knock on the president's door. After he had apparently called around the different stations, no one answered. He got up, got dressed because the body of Talbot was still dressed, fully dressed in a white suit. He got up, got dressed. They knocked on the door. They kept knocking on the door, and he opened the door because they could not get in. Like I said, that area is secured. You cannot enter unless the president inside opens the door. And the first gentleman, I am told by Kurumba, there's a young man called the late Nelson Toe, open T-O-E, Nelson like in N-E-L-S-O-N. The last name is Toe, like in T-O-E. He fired the first shot to be followed by others, including a gentleman called Harrison, that's Harrison, Penu. And now that Penu, I think, is P-E, and I stand corrected on this, N-U-E, if I'm not mistaken, Penu. He's also crowned. Then he was the second, but I am told by General Kwongba that the original first shot was fired by a young man called Nelson Toe, very fiery young man who ended up getting executed, we're saying too, because of his fiery behavior.
Now, was Talbot the only individual in that administration who met such a brutal fate?
No, following the killing of Talbot, several members of the government were executed.
How long after the coup was that, Mr. Taylor?
I would say not more than 3 weeks. The council decided that they had to do something to demonstrate to the world that they were serious and that to set an example, as they put it, and they executed several officers.
How many?
If I'm not mistaken, there could have been as many as 17.
And where were they executed?
Right on the beach outside of the barracks. The Barclay Training Center in Monrovia is located on the beach. And I would say from the office of the commanding general to where the execution took place, maybe 500 meters, 500 to 1,000 meters where the execution took place.
Did you observe it?
I did.
What impact, if any, did it have on you?
I had never seen anybody killed. I had seen dead bodies before, as in normal death. It was a very chilling experience for me. I stood on the balcony of the commanding general's office and looked over to where the execution occurred.
Did you know personally any of those who were executed?
I knew all of them. Some of them better than others. The speaker and others that were executed, like I said, were personal friends of my father. The president pro temp of the Senate, by the name of Frank Talbot, I had dated a daughter of his and visited his home many times as a young man. And there was a very good friend of mine, personal friend of mine by the name of John, like in J-O-H-N, Sherman. He was the Minister of Commerce. The rest of the ministers, I knew them very well.
So, were you party to the decision to execute them?
Really, we were party to a decision to help reduce the number of people that they really wanted to execute. I remember one evening I'm sitting down and General Kurumba returns from a council meeting. And mind you,
council, which council?
The PRC.
What does that stand for? People's
Redemption Council meeting.
What's that?
That's the junta that took over in Liberia. We are sitting and he comes and he's very sad. These meetings were held without anyone being invited. in the beginning. Only those that staged the coup d'etat were permitted. He came very sad, and he called me. He said, Taylor, the chairman Doe has decided with the council that we should execute some people. I said, what? He said, yes. And he said, the people are, this is almost like Liberian English. The people are plenty. I said, what do you mean? So I said, about how many? He said, oh, it could be almost 200. I said, no. I said, Thomas, this cannot happen. And I got to know subsequently that other individuals, other progressive individuals have also heard this about a day later and were also pleading to say, you can't do this. We fought, at least I fought from my end, to tell them that it was not that Torbo's death was sufficient, but they insisted that some people had to go because this would show that the old system had been totally uprooted. And so they finally settled on these few.
Firestone has been here since 1926. There is no reason for the workers in Firestone to live under the conditions they live. We are not going to accept it. We are not going to accept the fact that people live in houses that have no windows, that people live in houses where there is not schooling for them. Firestone has made enough money in this country to have treated the Liberian workers in a much better way. Our responsibility as the government is to make sure that the workers' rights are protected, that their benefits are fair, that they are treated properly, and this government is committed to that because that's the message we're taking to the workers.
We dream, but at least at the start, I may dream. Maybe Maggie will continue the dream. But when we put stuff in place, it doesn't matter whatever we achieve, and somebody can take it from there. So it's been long years, since 1920, Firestone Bay, 1920, and we don't have a tech factory, we have a plastic bag factory, and that's a long time. Our parents died. Our generation, our orientation, we live. For me, I live everywhere. I live in London, Paris, Monte Carlo, New York, Miami. So we have to make sure that for all of us to benefit, we got to help each other to grow. Even like you can do it.
The reason why we are here is because the money that I entered the market, the Japan election building was never in the market before. People brought money here because they want to get your money to vote. When there was no election, people were not bringing money here. People have taken a central bank and brought a Nima Kante to divert our people. We are here. Some of us do not believe in money. Some of us do not believe in power politics. You know that. If I wanted to do power politics, I would not be sad about that. For everybody, I'm going to be very careful. People bringing money to give it to you eat the money. So I'm on my way to Sanchez Bay. I'm in one place. Sunny Kole.
Mr. Yene, welcome. Sorry, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Achi. Let us say good morning to you. Good morning to my lovely people of Liberia. And my special people of Nimba County.
Yeah.
People of Nimba.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of facing. Yeah, the video I want to play for that Prophet Key easily, and even the discussion we'll have a later time. The video doesn't want to download. The internet is not downloading. They are saying the connectivity is poor. I don't know what the network people doing to us a few days in Liberia.
Is it a video that his chairman made?
I downloaded a certain portion of it, including video for President Boga that we're supposed to play. It's on the WhatsApp, but to place it on the app now. Yeah, so I only me could do it from this side, but I don't really know. Yeah, so sad. It's so sad. But I go ahead.
Try if you cannot get it, then we just talk because more people have gotten the information already.
Yeah. So they just continue. Mm.
Yeah, so it's a pleasure to be here, as I said.
So yesterday you were not here, including CEO, but we discussed about the issue of the code of conduct. And over the weekend, you have officials of government representing their political party in Nimba County endorsing the candidacy of Samuel Gomakoga by the instruction of the president, because according to the vice president, the president has instructed them to go there to campaign and make sure that the election is won. So they went there under the instruction of the president. You have the Director General of the Water and Sewer, Mo Ali. You have Amos Toe, Director General of the LPRC, and those are all appointed positions. And Section 5.1 of the Code of Conduct talked about government officials who are appointed. I talked about it clearly stipulated their involvement into politics. So the CMC saw this as a violation to the code of conduct, and they wrote the ombudsman, officially complaining and asking them to investigate this matter. So we talked about that yesterday. I don't mind if you want to give your view on that before we just go ahead.
Yeah, it's a good decision, but what will come from out of the ombudsman, if even ruling comes from there, where will it go? Because you see, the executive. I mean, this is a do or die battle that the vice president has declared. He leading everything. He has chosen to bring division among our people. He has nothing, no message to carry to the people there in Nimba. He has chosen to use the government fund, everything to seize on that power. This is the man who says this power, this seat, this senatorial seat, it belongs to a particular person, a particular group, that other people, when they go there, they are wasting their time. He said, when you are not Gio, you go for this position, you're wasting your time. When Gio people not fight for this position, when Gio people not do anything for them to get their position, then that they are business. See that kind of pronouncement coming from one who is the second man in command in the country. And he continues to make this remark. In his recent discussion or statement in Baipa, he said the same thing to the loud people. That people say, I say that Giosi, when any kind of way they want talking that their business, he stands by his words. He has no remorse to see the people then divided, to see confusion among the people. So somebody might even say the situation in Bopley, the vice president, you know about it because you have told the people that they sit for them. When they sit down at their business, then they got to fight for it. They got to drive other candidates. He has gone there. No message he had to carry to the people. What Koga has done, what Koga is capable of doing. President, nothing will tell you that Samuel Koga, a 13 lawmaker, has done this for the Nimakande people. The only thing Samuel Koga had ever done was to have perforated a bill to divide Nimakande into 3 counties. That bill there, it was sent to the committee room, and the late Senator Prince Johnson want to do that, step over on it. Maybe when Koga goes by, you will take that bill. When you go to the Senate, you take that bill to make sure that Nimakani is divided. That's the only thing Samuel Koga did. But the vice president does not want to campaign on that good thing that his candidate felt it was good that he did. Because he knows when he brings that over, Nimakani people will not accept it. Instead, he has chosen to tell people that coup here, you can pull coup. That contract, for that contract, actually, can you imagine vice president making that remark, saying vote that contract? If you say vote that contract now, then what becomes of the other contract the people sign with you? The people made you 2-term representative, Jeremiah Queen. They made you 1-term senator. They made you vice president. What have you done for the people of Nima? Now you carry a cartoon of money to go bush on them. Now you think of development, you think of bridges to go break ground for bridges construction. You see how he fooding the people? He always ride on the people free. But we're waiting to see. We are waiting to see what really will be the people's decision. If they agree, if they accept for Jeremiah Kun to overlook them, to play with them. What is so different in Jeremiah Kun? He not learn both. He know anything. He not austere. He ain't get any wisdom of leadership. Then just overlook. Look at the way you were expressing. You were talking about Mike Bleon that time. Mike Bleon had nothing to. In fact, all his friends. Because of what? So we are waiting to see what will become of the people. The contract the people signed with you. What have you done? Yeah, the people here, the recent one they just signed with you. Go with Joe Boakai when you win, so you can talk with the government. So you're saying you people will be the head of the government, so you can make sure the country money, the debt that the government owe the country, so the government can pay that debt to the country. The Mental State have already paid the money to the government cover. Only for the government to take that money and give it to Nimakande for development to go on. You know, you can't talk. Boy, Samuel Koga who now spend 30, he can't talk about that money business. They can't talk. They can't run campaign about it. In fact, they don't even want when they go in studio. They don't want for people to ask them question. They just do it. Only they generate. They will play the question. There are big radio station in Uganda like Voice of Bomba, where Radio Gwambe is there to be attacking all the other generators that will be too skeptical. So this is what he has chosen to do. But we are standing by. If only the society will progress, you can see it from the decision the poor people can make. If they will consider themselves to be carried away this time by Jeremiah Kun lies, by his divisive politics, we are the other candidates, they ain't got to do anything. They ain't got money. They not get stolen money. They not get. So the issue with the code of conduct, we just got to bring it to public attention as the CMC have done. But I don't think something will come from out of it.
Okay, so we have a caller, Fred, who always calls us from Australia. He wants to make his view on this issue of the code of conduct. So let me get to him. Let's hear what he wants to say. He's one of our regular callers from Australia. Let me call him. Okay, so we're getting to him. You know, this issue about rule of law in our country. So okay, Fred is on the line. Good morning, Fred.
Good morning, Archie and our in studio. How are you all doing?
We're doing great.
We are doing good.
Good. Yes, I've been following the conversation you guys were having regarding the code of conduct. Mm-hmm. Just before I address section 5.1 of the code of conduct, I just want to clarify that I disagree with the idea that Jeremiah Kun is not educated. I think he may not have obtained postgraduate qualification, but he actually attended the university.
Yeah, and obtained a bachelor.
So he has an undergraduate degree. So I think we should stick to that than try to meld into other issues. Now, the issue of the code of conduct, like you rightly said, when you read the article, section 5.1 provides that appointed officials do not engage in political activities. Now, when I listened to Amos Square interview called with Clarence Jackson this morning, I think yesterday or something like that.
It was yesterday.
On OKFM. The excuse that Amos Square gave was that the activity they undertook in Nimba was on a weekend. Now, that in law is what we call logical fallacy. It's a flawed premise. It's a flawed premise on the fact that the law does not seek to exist on the weekend. So, if, for example, Archie is in studio and on a Saturday, Archie murders someone,
should we say?
the police arrest Archie on Saturday. Right?
Yeah,
the police arrest Archie on Saturday.
Oh, yes.
If Archie just go and violate the rights of other people movement on a Sunday, the police also arrest people for protesting on Sunday. So it means that the law does not stop on a weekend. Now, what happened is that even though the code of conduct has some laws, for example, the code of conduct did not go to define what it means by campaigning, what it means by participating, what it means by engaging. Now, but in Liberia, our jurisprudence will draw on the definition from the United States. So if you look at all decisions that have been held in the United States, it clearly defines what campaign activities are. And that could be like endorsing the candidate, handing out flyers, trying to encourage you to vote for another candidate. So what they did in Nema was actually a violation of the code of conduct. If they have a right to say, for example, the code of conduct is preventing them from participating in the election process as per Article 18 of the Constitution, again, everyone the right to associate and disassociate, it means that they have to go to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court has to come down with a ruling. Until the Supreme Court comes down with a ruling, it means that the code of conduct is effective. You cannot violate that. For example, we have the same issue with Konate Kopa. Konate Kopa has been removed as the speaker, but until the Supreme Court comes with a decision, Konate Kopa cannot go and enforce himself on the majority black and say he's the speaker.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that? Mm-hmm. So that is exactly where we are with that. And so I think if the president condone that, it means the president himself is condoning the violation of the rule of law. Because what the officials did, and law will call that duty of care. Now, what he appointed them, so he delegated all of the responsibility and duties to them. And all of those responsibilities and duties come with certain benchmarks. And those benchmarks, most of the benchmarks, it means that you have to uphold the rule of law. So, and if you cannot uphold the rule of law, there are consequences. And the consequences, for example, might make dismissal from your job.
So now the question Mr. Yeni was asking, for example, now that a political party has raised this concern to the ombudsman, will the ombudsman decision be considered? Because I can remember the ombudsman once stating that all government officials who are still paying loyalty to their political party, to some extent holding the position of the political party, while also still serving as government officials like Amos Square, like Mo Ali and other people, they should relinquish one of the positions, either the government position or the political party position, but it's yet to be done. So will the government adhere to these laws?
Now, so for example, the issue with the previous case taken to the ombudsman firstly is that these officials are challenging the authority of the president, because the president is the one who appointed the ombudsman. So if the ombudsman says you cannot hold dual position in a political party while also serving a political position, and you challenge that, it means you are challenging the authority of the president. But that itself is a different matter. So, for example, it is just the issue as to whether they can hold a position while serving as managing director or not. That's a separate issue. The issue that happened in Lima on the weekend is also a separate issue. That separate issue is on section 5.1. So the issue of whether you can hold your position or not is not section 5.1. There are two different legal issues here.
So the common logic there is that whether the adherence of the rule of law, because they have downplayed the law previously.
Come again?
The question is whether they will adhere to the rule of law, because previously they have also violated. And the second, and they are violating.
That's what I'm saying. If they don't adhere to the rule of law, it also means that the president is compliant with that. Because the president is you see, the Liberian people did not elect Mo Ali. They did not elect Amos Square. They elected the president of the Republic of Nigeria. So all of the president, by virtue of the law, is the one who should be the minister of information, the minister of lands and mines, the managing director of water and sewer. But the president cannot operate in all of those capacities. So what the law created was an administrative process that allows him to appoint his subordinates. And in appointing his subordinates, he dedicates duties to them. So those duties, if they are not being fulfilled, and the president is not taking action, there are consequences. And the consequences for me was either the president is thinking that the Liberian people are not okay, it is insulting the intelligence of the Liberian people, but not holding the rule of law, or the Liberian people can invoke Article 2 and take back the power, because they give the president the power, and not the other way around.
Okay. Thank you, Fred.
Thank you very much.
Just in case you have any comment to make, call later. So you listen to his point, and I think they are all salient point.
For the point of correction, I think I was making comparison.
Okay.
I said the vice president have gone in Nimba, telling the people that they should come for coup, telling the people vote the contract. When you sign a contract, you got to get a pay. The higher development can go on. Your breaches.
Yeah, they vote when you vote for me, I can't put your breach. So and a very vice president I was talking, he was crossing on some of the deplorable breach in the very district that he has gone to campaign.
Very good. As though this contract had not been signed with him before on several times for the people. What has he done? Why will he play on the people's minds?
From 2011 up to now, he and Koga, they are the two longest serving officials from Nimba in government, because they both going nearly 14 years now in power.
Yeah, so what he depends on is doing this thing. He's not educated more than those people that are in the race. That's what I said. Okay. He's not educated more than Mark Bliwon. He's not educated more than Garrison, more than Tato Kompu, more than Ide Gonglo Way. He's not educated more than these people. Why will he go play on the people's minds to draw their mind just for all his life?
So that's because he has a little educative advantage over the electorate. So the people he going wrong can be that he's saying these things to, like the people not educated as to him. So as compared to him, that's why that's why he succeeded in convincing them. So good morning, CEO, and welcome.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Okay, it's good to be here.
Yes. How you doing, Lawrence?
I'm good, CEO. How are you?
Okay, that's good.
I don't know how they can say thank God in crime.
I put you to school.
Okay,
I'm on the pastor. Okay.
Yeah,
all the choir group, Basel Crew, Grable.
Okay.
You know, they are all choir groups. They
Apple Glebo Zoo.
Yeah.
So you want to make a point. Yesterday was a discussion that I had here yesterday.
MCO.
I'm all the issue of the code of conduct that is being violated by officials of government. Yeah, so we just thought to give a few analysis on that before going on. So we want to hear from you as well.
So the code of conduct, part 5. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, part 5.1.
Okay, so let's see if we can put that on the screen for our people so they can understand. Those who have the ability to read will read it. I have two ways of thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I have two ways of thinking about it. I don't know if I should send it to you so you can put it on the screen. Anyways, did you already call it?
No, call it and send it. Just call that portion and send it, please.
Yeah, they begin, my man. Yeah.
You don't want to cut.
Yeah, okay, I'll call it, no problem. I'll call it. I will obey you, no problem.
So as I was saying, the ruling, any ruling that coming from the ombudsman, how will it be implemented when the second man in the country who represents the president over there, when he has devoted the time, when he has forget about doing the Liberian people work, the man have gone in the country. He says he will remain there until election day. The vice president, you
No,
go to
so Mr. Yeni, the thing is that the code of conduct does not hold the vice president. So
I
yeah,
understand, but he's encouraging the other government official that the kind of men that will implement or ruling whenever. In fact, the law is clear. You don't even have to go to ombudsman. When the law forbids that, so you should go by it. You should be able to tell the other government officials. But this is man who said he's informing people, he's carrying people, he's doing every other thing. That meant he should be in the office now to do the Liberian people well. That's why they voted there. You go to the vice president office tomorrow, they will tell you, say he's not here. He went out. Which of course you're supposed to meet him there.
okay.
He's well paid.
Mhm.
Well paid. But just see the time he's not in office up to April 22nd. You see Nimba.
May go run campaign. You know, the godfather. He want to maintain a political godfather position.
So what kind of country are we in?
Okay. So, see, let's hear from you before we go to our first point of focus.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you. So
Yeah, I'm placing it on the screen already.
yeah, the law says Part 5 of the Code of Conduct, political participation. It says in 5.1, all officials appointed by the President of the Republic of Liberia shall not A. engage in political activities. I want you to underline that phrase, political activities, canvass or contest for elected offices, use government facilities, equipment or resources in support of partisan or political activities, serve on a campaign team of any political party or the campaign of any independent candidate. So the key words, thank you very much. The key words that I want to look at first of all is the general use, the ambiguous use of political activities. What could be considered as political activities? It's something we need to first of all look at. That anybody you are appointed by the president, ministers, superintendent, managing director, etc., but the vice president is not appointed by the president.
Yeah.
So the vice president, the legislature, members of the legislature are exempt under this clause.
Yeah.
But what are political activities? They say you can't canvass or you can't contest. So we know that one. But if we were to ask those who wrote the law, can they tell us what political activity they might be referring to? Does that mean if my party is having a fundraiser, I cannot go there? Does that mean if my party is having a rally as a minister, I cannot go there? So if the Unity Party is having a rally, all government ministers, the managing directors and director generals, superintendents, and all those appointed by the president, ministers, assistant ministers, deputy ministers, if the Unity Party was having a rally today and the president, the vice president were going there, does that mean they cannot attend? Those who wrote the law created a problem. Now,
CEO,
yeah,
I'm not cutting you off. let's go to section, let's say, section C of that. C
So you
says,
say, however,
serve on a campaign team of any political party or campaign of any independent candidate. So I think there's somehow a particular.
yeah, but okay, that's a two different thing. I wanted to take it step by step. To serve, that's a direct activity that you're doing, right? But they say you may not participate in any political activities. If Archie was an appointee of the president of Liberia, what political activities that he is barred by this constitution?
And they came down here, CEO. They also make it very clear here. Canvas.
Yeah.
They extended it. They say canvas.
Yeah, canvassing is to contest.
Yeah. So when you are canvassing, you are also governing resources and support for someone, right? So and they also make it clear like you cannot contest. So for the fact that you cannot rally a support for somebody, you cannot also contest when you are still in position. And it did not just stop there. They also came down, like Mr. Yeni said, to see, do not serve on a campaign team of any political party. So that means, what are you still in power? That's why the ombudsman the other time said, people who are in appointed government positions and still paying loyalty to the party that is, for example, you had Amos Toe. He is the MD for LPRC, but yet is still the Secretary General of the Unity Party. Those are all forbidden by the law.
Okay, that's what A answer. That question A you're talking about there. Engage in political activities. Does that mean? No, I want to get to the bottom of it because I want to bring us something. I want us to debate this more closely. Let me bring in something from the Constitution of Liberia for us to read it and compare it to this law and see whether the Liberian Constitution is not being violated by the law or is being violated by this law. So let me bring something that you guys in chapter 17, Article 17 of the Liberian Constitution. And let me put it on the board for you too. Let me do it like this. Because the thing is, I understand before we condemn our men, we first of all have to ask ourselves, is the law being violated? If it is, how is it being violated? That's what for me I want to know. So this is Article 17 of the
question how. For me, the question how I see a clearly answer. Because if they talk about political activities,
so they can be a C to A.
Yeah, so you have this clause. This clause here is clear. They have canvassing. So when you are canvassing, you are running campaign. You're moving from house to house, convincing people. It did not just stop to canvass because maybe the canvass was still big for maybe the old man in the market, like cannot understand what is canvass. They also come down and say, do not serve on any campaign team. For the fact that you cannot serve on campaign team, you cannot also run campaign.
Any party or any independent candidate.
Independent candidate. So whether the president is your partisan or not, you cannot also campaign for them. So the political activities for me will always be clear because if you are campaigning, you are partaking in the political activities.
So that's why you understand it to be, right?
Yes.
I agree. But let me send this one to you so you can put on the screen. Let's look at it. Okay. So we can find ourselves in the belly of the Constitution. So I just sent you something from the Constitution, Article 17. Let's compare it to the Code of Conduct that says, if the president appoints you, you cannot participate in any political activities. And let's look at what the Constitution says about every individual, all persons in Liberia, what their right is. What are this rights that the Constitution gave them, whether it's being curtailed by the Code of Conduct? Because we can't have it both ways. The Constitution cannot give you the right to do something. Then another statute, which is below the standard of the Constitution, comes and say, you can't do this.
So
So then we have to
the statute derived from the Constitution.
Yes, if it derived from the Constitution, we'll see very soon. So under the Article 17 of the Constitution, it says all persons at all times, no sometime, no few time, no maybe time, all persons at all times in an orderly and peaceful manner shall have the right to assemble and consult upon the common goods, to instruct their representatives to petition their government or functionaries for the redress of grievances, and to associate. I want you to underline that. I forgot to underline that. To associate fully with others and refuse to associate in political activities. So the reason I underline to refuse to associate in political activities, thank you very much, is because the Constitution have given you the right, and I want to also debate it. The Constitution have given you the right to associate with any political party. You have the right to associate with any political party.
Yeah.
But the Code of Conduct say when the president appoints you, you can't associate anymore.
Very good.
Is that code of conduct violating your right, or is it upholding your right?
Okay. Let me come in before Achi comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something that we can chew on.
Yeah. For me, I look at it to be like this. You know, we had like 700 wives before when Solomon had it, until Jesus Christ came and said, no, all things have passed away. 1 + 1 must be equal to 1. So that's why you see one man to one.
But Jesus greater than Solomon.
So it means the Constitution came first, and after it, the Code of Conduct came now and said, okay, everybody, you had it right. The Constitution still stands. It stands as it is as the Old Testament. Let me go down to the comparison I made. The Constitution still stands and is still workable. It applies there. But then, the new one that came now...
I also want you to look at Article 56A of the Constitution. If possible, you can also send it to me.
The new one that came now, like the New Testament now, it is the Code of Conduct that says once the president appoints you, you're different now. You're not ordinary person now. To get your own right now to associate or to disassociate. Once you have been appointed, that's how the Code of Conduct came later now. Because the Constitution that came with Article 17 already made it clear that you as ordinary person, you get it right. But then once now the Code of Conduct says, once you accept the president to appoint you and you working, you are not ordinary person who got it, your own right to associate or to disassociate. So that's how I look at it.
Okay, so I'm trying to bring all Archie's constitutional
Article 56A. That also make reference to the section 5.1.
Yeah. So let me send it to you. You put it on first. Then I'll ask you why this article is important, and then we can discuss the importance of the article vis-a-vis what we are talking about. And so let me put it like this. Okay, there you go. And then I can just send it to you. Send it to you right now. Right now. Okay, there you go. So let me come back to you, Lawrence. The point I'm trying to argue, I'm not trying to excuse government officials of breaking the law. For example, the Secretary General, the chairman, and other members of the Unity Party officials or executive committee who declared their support for coca. Now, when you declare your support for somebody, is you are actually running campaign for them. Once I say I support you and ask my members or my friends to support you, I'm campaigning for you. So if we will go by this code of conduct, if our president may not be caught up in the web because he's not appointed by the president.
He's not appointed by the president. Agreed.
The only problem I have with him is when he was going to Nima, he carried an official vehicle.
Yeah, he carried government property.
He carried government issue vehicle to him. He did not carry his private vehicle. Before he leave and go,
Mo Ali, Amos too, and every other government official that went over there are not using that private vehicle.
No, they're not. So if the vice president is using public resources to go and conduct campaign, he's in violation of the code of conduct. Okay, so you tell us what it is, why you put it on offer.
So the reason I placed this 56A is to tell you that what those who are not exempted from this section we are discussing now. So you talk about right.
Actually, you want to read it before?
Yeah, you talk about right. They said all cabinet ministers, because when section 5A talk about stopping them from participating, they tell you who the government official they are talking about. To also make it prudent, they talk about all cabinet ministers. They did not say some. Deputy ministers and assisting cabinet ministers, ambassadors, ministers, and councils, the consultants, right? Superintendent of counties and other government officials, both military and civilians, appointed by the president. So they are steady. The Constitution is telling us that for the fact that they said those appointed by government should not participate, also make it specific as to who. So, like the CEO said, here you talk about Article 17 of the Constitution, talk about the right. The right also tell you that you are limited to doing certain things. The right also limits you because you hold certain position. You occupy a certain space at that time.
No.
You understand? What we getting the point?
What part of the Constitution does not limit your right? The fact that the president appointed you does not limit your right. You still maintain your right. That's why I say all persons. If you were limited, you would say except for individuals appointed by the president. Then you cannot enjoy that right. But here is the point I'm trying to make. I'm not a good speaker, so I'm not really explaining my point. But I'll try. The point I'm trying to make is the code of conduct, the way it was written, the part A. I want you to put on the screen again if you have the ability to do that, the chance to do that. Point A says you cannot, if you are a cabinet minister, you are a deputy assistant cabinet minister, if you are a managing director, director general, if you are military officials, military civilian officials appointed by the government of Liberia, by the president of Liberia, you cannot engage in political activities. That's all I want to come to first. Thank you. You cannot engage in political activities. This particular clause stopped them from attending rallies. Rallies are political activities. Political fundraisers are political activities. Campaigning are political activities. So this act seems to be too much into digging into the rights of people to assemble and choose and consult. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe the Constitution, maybe this act, somebody will challenge the act before the Supreme Court one day, and the Supreme Court will explain whether it is against the Constitution or not. But for me, personally, I think that engaged in political activity is ambiguous. It's too big. They should have broken it down. Because if you say you can't engage in political activities, once you are appointed by the president, you can't engage. It will say once you are appointed by Gibson, you cannot engage in media activities. Actually, what will that be? How will you understand it? If once you are appointed by Gibson to serve as a manager of Blaze FM, you cannot engage in media activities. Lawrence, how do you understand it?
Yeah, I understand that you can't do your own live Facebook again. You can't
do live Facebook. You can't go to press conference. You can't go to interview. You can't do anything that has to do with media activities.
You can't go there.
So if you are appointed by the president, you can't engage in any political activities. You can't do anything that has to do with political activities. When the people are doing it, you have to get away from it. But it's not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah.
We just saw the Secretary General of the Unity Party, who is the managing director of the Liberian Produce Marketing Produce Petroleum Refinery Company, who still maintains his position as Secretary General of the party.
Hey.
That's the first violation.
Yeah.
He is the appointee of the president at the LPRC as a managing director. And the law says if you are at that position, you can participate in political activities. So why are you serving as Secretary General of the party?
Okay.
Why are you still serving? And then on top of that, they met and they are now, all of them are supporting one candidate, pronouncing the candidate as the candidate of the Unity Party and asking Unity Party support.
Quoted by the vice president through the instruction of the president.
Yeah. So it is convoluted in the sense that first of all, our government, this government have been breaking the law from day one. I'm not surprised if we break any more law. I will not be shocked because they've been breaking the law from day one. But this act, I think it need to be redone to specify at least. But I don't think it's fair to. I'm sorry. I don't think it's fair to political appointee that they can't participate in political activities. At least they must specify the kind of political activity they cannot take part in. They've named some. You can't count that. I mean, you can't contest. But it's not just the only political activities. You cannot campaign. That's fair indeed. They name that. But that's not the only political activities. Even going to meetings, going to your political party meeting, you participate in political activities.
And all constitute political activities. So that's why they say political activities.
Yeah. So they can't do any of that. But does that in any way violate their rights given by the Constitution for them to associate with any political party?
See, when you are accepted to be major appointee, it means that your right have been seized now. So you must abide by it. That's why the code of conduct came to supersede the Constitution of Article 17.
So where the Constitution say that? The Constitution say that?
The Constitution.
That Lawrence 1.1.
So CEO.
Article 17, as we read, it said all persons you have the right
at any time. You
Yeah,
see, all persons
to associate.
at all time. Did it say when you are appointed, you're not appointed, or when you're appointed, you lose your right? All persons at all time, no break.
And yet, no law in this country is being made in the absence of the Constitution.
Very good.
And the Constitution says, I think I'll just read that part. It's not something for me to just put on there because it's conspicuous. It says any law that comes in conflict with this Constitution, any law that comes in conflict with the Constitution, that law crumbles. But listen to this one. Let me read this one. The legislature shall, in pursuant of the above provision, prescribe a code of conduct for all public officials and employees, stipulating the acts which constitute conflict of interest or are against public policy and penalties for violation, which is their right, which is what we are talking about now. So the conflict of the code of conduct is a beautiful start for us to regulate the activities of people who want to be in government. My problem is that if you make a law and that law is in conflict with the Constitution, that law does not exist. But I do believe personally, based on the code of conduct at this point, the Secretary General and other officials of the government who are participating in active political activities, endorsing people, I think they are in the wrong.
CEO, the point to me is clear. The code of conduct is something that they all sign before taking offices.
So, yes.
Once you accept it, if you want to be free to be taking part in political party,
and neglect government position.
Decline the position, then you'll be free.
No.
Except you know that right that you have before have been seized because of the code of conduct.
So we will hold it here. Let's hold it here because
let's hold it there. But I just want to say something. Like where we are, there is a law that says when you the WSI here, the workers insurance. If people are working with you, you should have workers insurance, and it's a government entity that provides insurance. You pay a certain amount, and the government cover all your employees. And anything that happened to them, surgery and stuff like that, they will do it free of charge. But they are saying that if this person sign off with you, if they sign a document, contract, and say you are not responsible for my WSI, I'll be responsible for my own WSI. The law says this person might be signing in ignorance of the law. Anyone who agrees to deny this person of WSI is still guilty of the act. So in other words, you can come to me and say, oh man, I just want you to sign me on. I got my own insurance. I don't want to be part of the WSI. We sign the paper. You sign, I sign an agreement. When you get hurt, you go to the hospital. WSI will post send people, they got represented there. They will ask you, are you working here? Where are you working? Working with so and so. As soon as you say so, they'll give you the form to fill it. You fill the form, they're coming after that company. Why this person is not signed on? Oh, the person signed people that I should not give it to them. Well, the law says you can't do that. The person is entitled to it. They can't tell you not to do it, and you agree to that. So they're going to fine you double of the money that you were supposed to pay. So there are certain, anyway, maybe here is completely different over there. I don't like to give an example for America because I've not reached that far yet. Yeah. But let's move on to our next issue.
Yeah, so
But
we have
we
two issues.
believe that
We have
those
two
guys
issues. So,
are acting in violation of the code of conduct and they need to stop.
Mhm.
Or else they are just violating the constitution at will, and because nobody can do anything to them, so they just continue doing it.
That's just it. So we have 30 minutes to discuss. So we have two issues. The issue of Prophet Key, and the president dedicated the rehab market yesterday after renovation. And he said the president said they have graduated from dedicating hand pumps. So I don't know these two which one we can bring on the table because we don't have 30 minutes.
Prophet Key, let's do Prophet Key.
Okay. So Prophet Key is being detained. He's slept in jail.
He's in jail tonight.
Yes.
I
So
wanted to say something to be
Jay,
pinching.
I mean that Frankie EJ, I want telling you Frankie EJ and the government honor the leadership of Joseph Boaka and Gregor Common, the Pope Frankie EJ. I mean tell you, I will bring the information to y'all. No reason, send the money, the cause will come. We were waiting Nima, we ourselves come in I don't go to the police I got here. To come here what they will say, y'all still come and run away. People sue for $5 million case here, we go nowhere and their case will go somewhere. The man are case, he not steal, he not rape, he not falsify anything. Your own system and your have your one, your editor, everybody. Because y'all know y'all know how many persons doing the election now they were crying about document Benny. Y'all get 1 number 2, 3, 4 different persons. Your so-called biometric system. You're just doing all type of mistakes. The time will go right.
So that person is almost, should I say, he's a special assistant to Prophet Key because he did that live podcast on Prophet Key's official Facebook handles. So yesterday when the news came about that Prophet Key went to the police headquarters upon invitation on the issue of the falsification of the voter ID card. Yes. And before I come to you both, I don't know why neck is so tight on Prophet Key of the issue of voter ID card when there are other people who have also been accused and there's no action being taken. Why neck is so harsh on Prophet Key? What's so special about Prophet Key that other people are also being accused and there have been official complaint filed against them and NEC cannot investigate that? That's my question.
Okay, I will go first. I know Lawrence is smarter than me, so he can come after me. Listen, guys. There was a petition filed against Edith Gonglo Ware. A petition filed against Fangalo. Those petitions were withdrawn. If you sue somebody, and before the person go to court and you go to the court and say, look, the thing I sued the man, I sued the man again, I withdraw my case. The court cannot go and look for case. The court don't do for parties what they ought to do for themselves. The issue before the court, the issue before the election commission, they qualify these people. They search for their ID and they saw the identification of the ID. They did not say that they were illegal. Somebody else say, I have extra information to let you know that these people did it fraudulently.
And that was the same case of Prophet Key.
Yeah, I come to Prophet Key. The election commission fine. In the process of election commission going into the case, they came out and said, no, yeah, we thought we get extra information, but we withdraw our case. We want to go further away. Election commission does not have what you have. They can say, okay, we're going forward because they have information that clear these people. You say you have extra information that should not clear these people. You say no, I'm not coming again. I will draw my case. So the election commission remain where they were before you came. In the case of Prophet Key, they issue him not a clearance. That guy who was speaking, he was speaking out of ignorance. They issue him an aspirant recognition letter. Like he was one of the aspirants for the Nima by-election. If you look on that thing, they'll say aspirant. They didn't say candidate. So he was an aspirant. Everybody else was aspirants. And they had a press conference. The chairman of the election commission said, these people want to make it clear. These people are not candidates yet. They are aspirants. They will have to go through a process before, when they are cleared, then they can be a candidate. The process that she was talking about was probably the investigation process. Unfortunately, Prophet Key couldn't pass the test. He left in Jale Tule, his own words. Yeah. He left in there. So he was using somebody's ID card with his picture and manufacture a number that doesn't exist. So then he used fake voting ID cards. But there are other problems. According to sources from the Election Commission, Prophet Key was telling his supporters that there is no election. If that information is correct, it is called undermining the electoral process. But since that is not an issue tonight, we're going to leave it on the side. But if you defraud the system, you are to be investigated. He may not be guilty. Maybe the whole thing will end up to be good for him. He may not be, but he was allegedly arrested for defrauding the voting process. So he was arrested and will be charged, hopefully, if they have anything, in 48 hours. That means Prophet Q will sleep in jail tonight. He could also sleep in jail tomorrow if he doesn't have a lawyer to go and sign for him. And he's supposed to be charged before the day go to an end tomorrow to be sent to court. Once he's in court, he can file his bond and he will be out and the case can continue because the case is not a capital offense. It's a misdemeanor. So it's not a capital offense. My concern is the process should have started a long time. The day you were disqualified and accused of being a fraudster, a voters fraudster, that's the same day they will turn you over to the police. Why you waited 2 weeks, going to 3 weeks, then before the police move in?
So, first of all, I want to inject this. First of all, NEC did not sit within herself to identify that Prophet Key first the ID card. NEC didn't do so. So NEC only acted upon speculations that were on social media. So social media users raised these allegations. That's one point. The allegations that Prophet Key was not a registered voter was raised by a social media poster. Was that investigated? If it was investigated, how? Was Prophet Key part of the investigation? Was he asked questions as to how he obtained a voter ID card? No. Prophet Key was not given due process because by law, they should have given him 48 hours as a due process to address himself. And you listen to Prophet Key, I think in one of his interviews, right after he was disqualified, he said when NEC communicated to him 24 hours later. 24 hours later. That means out of the 48 hours, he was already level 28 hours. And he did not even have the time to fight into the Supreme Court to challenge the issue because he never had due process. That's one thing. So NEC accepted Prophet Keys because prior to the aspirant certification that was given, the voter ID was already in. So if the question is, if this person wouldn't have raised the concern on social media, had NEC identified Prophet Key as a fraudulent person?
Well, we don't know whether NEC only rely on social media. We don't know. We don't know if NEC herself had a tip from somebody else, an anonymous person who reported to NEC. NEC is not under responsibility to disclose who reported unless a person wants to get
Because,
into a
because the
litigation.
case of Ide, for example, Ide and Fangale was officially reported. It
If there was
officially
a political party that filed that objection.
Good.
But
So-
if somebody who is close to Prophet Key, for example, if Prophet Key, one of his followers, go to NEC and say, they man, the voter ID card will get that we don't want to face it, a fake ID card. You want to look at it. You want to expect NEC to come and put that person's name up?
So then my question will be how did the fake number get a link with the QR code in the system of NEC?
Well, we check if they did check it, if they did pop out, you and I will check it, yeah.
We checked the numbers. We checked the numbers. The number was not
And they
connected.
pop out.
But then, according to Prophet Key, when it went to NEC, the QR code on the ID card, because we did not scan the QR code, the QR code on the ID, the QR code that was on his ID card, because the ID card has a QR code that can be scanned. When you scan that without the number, you can also scan the code to get your information. The QR code was also carrying a different image, which was
Okay,
not
so let me prescribe the due process thing you were talking about. NEC put out an announcement and asked people who have interest to apply for the by-election. You apply to the by-election, NEC says you're not qualified. You have an option to do two things. The first one is to file your objection with the Board of Commissioners. Prophet Key didn't do that.
Because he never had the time. So he had the time to do that in 48 hours. He never had the time because you listen to him. The communication that was sent to him was done. What the communication was sent 24 hours later.
Yes, but still, he has under the law, under the Constitution, he has the right to do that.
No,
And deny him and say, well, we gave you 48 hours and you didn't go by the 48 hours. In fact, you already have 20. He had 24 hours already passed.
Which was on a weekend already. Which was on a weekend.
It was on a weekend, and also
I know, but the weekend in Liberia does not count as a working day in Liberia. The weekend in Liberia does not count as a working day. So if they give it to you on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are not counted as a working day. They will not be in office. If you want to file a petition, you will not know where to file it because they will not be in office. So the first day start from Monday and Tuesday. His lawyer is supposed to have advising on that. Ignorance of the law is no excuse to any man. So the Election Commission set their own rules in place. That rule is not the Supreme Court rule. It's not the Civil Law Code rule. So if you go to the Election Commission, Board of Commissioners, and they deny you because of the 48-hour rule, you can go to the Civil Law Code and file an injunction. Or you go to the Supreme Court and file a prohibition. And he has a lawyer who was with him. He has an option to do that. He chose not to do that. Rather, he chose to curse the woman man.
Please come in, make your point.
So this is how I look at this whole thing. You see, the institution that is called the Election Commission should be an independent institution. Anything that is not done properly is not done right. We will continue to say this. The National Election Commission should not be an institution where somebody will get pick up phone and say something, then it go by it. Especially
no, they can get whistleblower.
At this time, yeah.
Mr. Yene, let me hold you second, please. Fred, our caller from Australia, also he want to make a point. Then you come back, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Fred. Welcome back.
Yeah, good morning, Archie, and the rest of the team.
Okay.
I've been following the conversation with Gibson and the rest of the team in the studio. I'd just like to personally, I disagree with Gibson in this part of this movement. First, regarding the issue of Prophet Key. Now, when Prophet Key applied for as a candidate to contest in the elections, the National Elections Commission, they provided a form. And on that form, they asked all of the experience in terms of measures that the Elections Commission can correspond with them. On that form, you will notice that Prophet Key listed the means of communication to be via email. What the Elections Commission did not do was to make sure that they correspond with Prophet Key via email. So Prophet Key was already in Lima, and they are requesting him to come to Monrovia to pick up the complaint against him or the allegation against him for a hard copy. So before he could leave from Lima to arrive to Monrovia, the 48 hours are already expired. That in itself is a violation of the law on electronic communication that Liberia is a party to and Liberia signed. Beyond that, he was also not accorded due process because when the Elections Commission was notifying him to say Prophet Key, you have been disqualified, they should inform him of his right for review under the Elections Commission law. They did not say he had a right to come and seek a board of commission. All of those processes that have been lacking in that communication violates the due process law. Also, when I listened to Gibson, he mentioned that more Ali and other people were not in violation of the code of conduct because Article 17 gives them the right to participate.
I did not say that, bro.
He said the Constitution was not specific. In fact, the articles there were not specific as to which political.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that because we have the Constitution and we have subset of laws. Now, the process through which government employees operate is falls under administrative law. So administrative law is a subset of the Constitution. When people commit crimes, we call that criminal law. When people need to be employed, we call that employment law. When people need to go to school, we call that educational law. When people need to deal with health-related issues, we call that health law. So all of these laws are subsets of the Constitution. Now, the Constitution, for example, is crafted on the basis of conventions. So, for example, we have the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights. I say everyone has the right to political participation. But when the UN employ you, for example, the UN tells you say you are employed, you cannot engage in political activities. You have a choice as a person to accept the UN condition and get employment, or you have a choice to say, no, I don't want to get an employment, but I want to be involved in political activities. And that is the same thing applies with the code of conduct, which is administrative law. When the president appoints you, the president is aware of the administrative law, which is the code of conduct that bars political appointee for participating. When the appointee decides to accept the presidential green letter, he commits to upholding the tenets of the code of conduct and the Constitution. So you cannot go and violate the Constitution because the duties you have been dedicated to you by the president.
Okay.
So all of these issues is like people have to understand the intricacies that are involved. If we just come and say because it happened this way, we don't think there's a violation of this, it's wrong. Because all of these issues are some processes to that. And we have to understand why it happened this way. Now, if more Ali and other people believe the code of conduct is a violation of the right, they have the right to challenge that at the Supreme Court. But until that is done, the code of conduct remains a law because it was enacted by the legislature. It was signed by President Stelly, supervised by then Vice President Joseph Walker. And then at which time, the current Vice President was also a member of the House of Representatives. So all of them are aware of the code of conduct.
Okay. Thank you, Fred.
So that's just my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you. So let me just conclude, then the CEO will come to that.
I don't know what it meant. Disagree with me about this. That's okay.
As I was saying, National Election Commission should be an independent institution. This is an institution that have come up with different things in recent time. The different thing is biometric system, biometric procedure.
Is it really about biometrics in the first place? That's one of the things, because in biometrics there should be all security measures.
That's what they say, and they are to be held responsible for that. They got a fund for it, they got the money, and they use it. So, biometric system is a system wherein when somebody goes there, if it is fake ID, no need to even waste time. They were just to have told Prophet Key over there, or even that day at the National Electoral Commission headquarters, is where they were to have even remain and call police on you and say, well, how you got it or voter card.
The people first of all allow Prophet Key to play on them. The man did not carry the ID card in the ID card himself. May carry a photocopy of the ID card. He said the ID card was missing, but he had photocopy of it.
They accepted why if now Prophet Key says the ID card he gave them, it was a good ID card, and that the reason why they accepted it, and they even certificated him as an aspirant and stamp his certificate officially. Why if he says that? Who is to be blamed? So that case is just to be dismissed against Prophet Key. There are so many.
Now it's on the contrary, the man is beyond bad because you could not have lawyer to file for him.
There are so many grounds for dismissal of that case. Because you are operating as though you are not independent. Somebody just call you and give you information when you have been the first person of contact. National Election Commission was the first person of contact. They granted this man to have entered their system and everything. Prophet Key got the aspirant certificate. They stamped it. And Prophet Key had gone ahead, even instructing his or party, everything. He put out let's say he put in for printing of T-shirt, for a campaign, all a campaign process. He said it.
So that's why NEC also less time for reservation, because NEC also have time for reservation. So anybody, for example, if you contesting, if I have issue with you, I have to raise it as a citizen. I said, look, Mr. Yene contesting,
Yeah.
auntie, I said it for Mr. Yene. So you raised your reservation, your concern.
So a biometric system should not be of such where somebody will go and board the system. I mean, you don't have.
Yes, I agree with you, because the issue, somebody could register, for example, like in Bay in your hometown, and somebody, that same person will leave from there, come here to Pinsville and register. You understand? They will not detect the person face.
It should not be so. One about biometric system, as soon as the person register in Ningbe, and the person has come to police academy to go register there to either Ansandale campus or anywhere down or Nathan Gibson campus to go register. Just knock that person down.
Let me disagree with you very respectfully.
Okay.
And I'll also disagree with the brother from Australia very, very respectfully. First of all, let me clarify what he wrote here, that Prophet Key has the right to tell his supporters not to vote. Of course, yes. But he does not have the right to tell anybody that there is
the
no
comments are not
election.
displaying on Mansa.
Yeah. So Prophet Key has the right to tell any amount of his supporters that don't vote in the election. We don't trust the election. We cheated me. Avoid voting. That's his right. But he does not have the right to tell anybody and say there is no election. Don't bother going to the ballot box. There is no election. There is no election. It's undermining the process. It's a crime in electoral law. You cannot undermine the credibility of the election. So there is no election is different from you shouldn't vote. You shouldn't vote in the election. It's two different things. I wanted to clarify for the brother from Australia. Number two, the issue of Prophet Key, everything you guys have said is from Prophet Key's mouth. Prophet Key is an immoral person. We can't trust him. The man tell you, I carry the biometric, how do you call it? This thing. The barcode, and they scan the barcode, and my knee came up right. That's just from Prophet Key. The Election Commission had not called a press conference to give their side. Journalists have not gone to interview the Election Commission to say Prophet Key said this. What do you guys say? No journalists have done that. Anything Prophet Key say in Liberia, anybody should take it with grain of salt because he's not a credible person. So that undermines his own message. Number 3, Election Commission can take information from anybody and conduct an investigation. If somebody who Prophet Key knows is snitching to Election Commission about Prophet Key, they can go and disclose that person's name. It's considered whistleblowing. Under the Liberia whistleblower law, you cannot disclose the name of the whistleblower. Election Commission cannot disclose the person's name because the law forbids the Election Commission from disclosing the name of the person who told them about Prophet Key fake ID. Number 3, Prophet Key brought a photocopy of his ID card. The Election Commission did not reject it, but they knew they were going to investigate. They ask you for ID card, you bring photocopy. It's easier for you to put your picture on another ID card, put number there, and photocopy. They understand all of these things. They both know they've been dealing with this thing. That's not their first time dealing with it. Prophet Key said he chose, the brother from Australia said Prophet Key chose medium of communication for email.
Email, yeah. So
Election Commission send you email on Friday. Your responsibility was to contact your people in Monrovia. They don't care whether
they did not do so. They did not send the email. According to Prophet Key, they call him on a Wednesday.
I don't trust Prophet Key words.
So then let me come to the
I don't trust Prophet Key words. You have said many times people send email in your junk mail, you didn't look at it. We have not searched Prophet Key email yet. Number 2, those of you who got Gmail, most of you don't even receive new email because your Gmail is full. They say your data, your Gmail is full. And then you can't get new mail until you delete the old mail. Who knows that Prophet Key had that same kind of situation? So the issue of email, we don't know if the Election Commission sent here an email. We have not asked the Election Commission. Everything you guys are arguing is from Prophet Key mouth. It's difficult for me to trust Prophet Key words.
Okay.
I want a second party who will juxtapose Prophet Key words. But here is what I think that could happen. I think if the government of Liberia, by and through the Election Commission or the police or the Justice Ministry, have a case against Prophet Key, they should charge him and go to court and prosecute their case. It's a criminal case, but he can be bailed out. He can be bonded. So once Prophet Key is bonded, he can come out and be out and fighting his case. But we don't want a situation where he stays in jail while they are looking for evidence against him. It's a violation of his right to be in that jail for more than 48 hours. Of course, his lawyer can go tomorrow too and sign for him. They call it personality, I think Bonnie or something like that. A good person, Bonnie. You can go, they recognize you, you can go and sign for somebody and you can bond it out. The wish is like the lawyer, you can go and sign for him and they let him out. They can also do that. But we will hold our horses and allow the situation to play out. I feel the only problem I got, and I want to stand by that, why did the Election Commission, from the first day they discovered that the ID card was fake and they were going to deny him, why did they not call a press conference or invite the police to get involved? Why did they have to take 2-3 weeks? So I read something I posted on Facebook, and the person the person said, Prophet Key is being arrested for causing the Election Commission. That's what the person said.
Yeah. So obviously there will be speculations because NEC is not coming out clear to say anything.
Yeah, exactly. NEC is on a responsibility to tell the public whether they are involved with the arrest and detention of Prophet Key. They are on a responsibility. They are also on a responsibility to clarify the issues that Prophet Key raised. For instance, my actual name and picture show when they scan the barcode. We want to make sure whether Prophet Key is telling the truth or they're not telling the truth. We want to see that. And the NEC has a way of doing or proving that at the press conference. They can bring a computer and prove it.
Okay. So
So
Mr.
we debate it from town to town until Prophet Key.
Yeah, Mr. go ahead in 1 minute. Okay, accept course.
Yeah, so as CEO said, they wasted the time. But then, moreover, why they accepted, in fact, how really it happened that Prophet Key information entered their system and it was accepted and they certificated him as an aspirant. How did it happen?
So like he said, they need to come now to clarify whether it appeared there.
Even Prophet Key is the same certificate that was given all the candidates, except for their candidate, Samuel Kogawu, his own was not stamped, but Prophet Key's certificate was officially stamped by NET.
So the information that was given them is like you carry your ID card, you go register and it has space for ID number. So they will only take your ID number and sell it there. That's what they did.
Yeah, so even a biometric system, it should not be so. Because that ID card, you hold it, you scan it, when you look on the screen, everything appears there. Well, you enter the whole information. That's how it works. And that's the reason why he got a barcode and thing. So if it is a fake ID that he has brought, it should have been rejected. And if somebody ID card that he told you just took out the barcode from there, you put a picture there, when you scan that barcode, that the person information is supposed to appear there. But the information that Prophet Key has with stamp from NEC is his full name. Or Opa Yezian, that his full name. Is that a different
Brother Yene.
Yeah.
Somebody giving feedback.
What we need, first of all, is to recognize that a crime may have been committed.
Very good. Yeah.
If a crime is committed, we want the government to be fair and prosecute a crime and accord Prophet Key all of his rights, not violate them because they don't like him or because they disagree with him on certain honor issues. So therefore, they want to punish him. Punitive actions before justice. Put him in jail and forget about him. Put him in jail there, simple there, and torture him. They can do all of that.
And the government been doing that.
So
the government been doing that.
They should be able to prosecute him. Yeah.
Under the law, we also have statutory time for crimes commission.
Yes.
Somebody cannot come and say, last year somebody stabbed me with knife. It happened a day that where you were when every one of you was present together.
Okay.
Well, they call it statute. You're talking about statute of limitation, right?
Yeah, statute of limitation.
Yeah, they got statute of limitation. Some of them are 1.5 years, some of them are 2 years.
Yeah.
Murder has no statute of limitation. Rape has no statute of limitation.
It's just an example.
But I agree with you that the government of Liberia should be able to come clean, and we should be able to.
We need to accept calls. We don't have time. So
yeah,
I don't think you're already conclude. So we're only accepting calls and we'll end the show because the pastor will be coming to this Tuesday. Okay. So let's get calls here this morning. Mr. Yen is laughing. 07779079070 07779079070. This person already on the line. Good morning. Oh, sorry. Let me get this. Good morning. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm trying to.
Hello.
And but see.
What is your name? You didn't call your name. What is your name?
I said it. I said I'm Ramadan from Marshall.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, but CEO's point is rather critical or sounding controversial in my ears. We're talking about biometrics, and like the younger fellow, your other person there tried to point out when you put these things in the machine, somebody giving false information is on the spot issue. It is not 1 day, 2 day, hour, something. So if and when Prophet Key have been identified as a scammer, issue has been done right there, and somebody talking about
and just arresting right there, yeah.
Right there, but they keep giving days and time and week and the 48 hours. What are all of these things? Are these people really working or what? Or is it that we depend, we rely on whistleblower, we rely on, then at the time they say we don't the government on Facebook and this and that. So what are we really doing around here?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. 0777907907077780756. One says the WhatsApp number +231 888 Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
What is your name and where you call from?
My name is Malison Leeway. I call from Magdivi.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my point is the issue of the government official. I want to point that you people discussing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what was the Koji position at the time? He was then the secretary and
so you see what the problem is. So because other people violated before, other government account should not make difference. You continue to violate the same way.
No, because you were directly speaking to government appointees.
Yeah, so you said the people violated before. People violated, and that which you convinced the Liberian people and they voted you because the lawlessness was too much, and you have come to rectify these things, and you continue to do the same thing the people were doing.
So I just asked him as to what was his position at the time. Was he a government appointee?
Yeah, Jefferson Kuji was a government appointee. He was a government appointee because he also talk about city mayors, superintendents, and other people. So he was a city mayor back then.
That's what I wanted to know.
Okay. Thank you. Let's get this person right here. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning. Thank God I go through today. Yeah, can't focus on the loan salary.
Yeah, so that there's numbers only for the female line. So you just call this particular number if you want to call the female line.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I tell God thank you for each and every one of us. Liberia will be delivered by the prayers of the Christian in this nation because I don't really know. The people can say that they be condemning when you go to Ghana, when you go to our system be changed when we are not ready. When people are holding on to negative things that is not right, that people trying to change it, they will still be biting. They say it happened doing so person in the time. So should we repeat negative things? We're not supposed to be repeating negative things because Liberia need to be changed. We want to be seeing good things. All those things that is wrong that we're trying to get rid of, people should not be calling on radio and be supporting it. They wish me they are not worthy for rightful thing to be done in this nation.
Okay.
So what I want to say this morning is that our leaders, I'm kind of happy. I don't know how their system is looking at because when it comes to code of conduct, like for example, I am a teacher, and then if I write my application and then the principal accept me, when I'm in the school, they will tell me the rules and regulations that there is what teacher can do here, there is what we don't want for teachers to do in this place. So if I go against it, I have to be penalized. So those who are to that place there, whether they can read, they are aware of the code of conduct, or they are aware of whatsoever that's supposed to be done or what not to be done. So I'm kind of appealing to them this morning that we are fully depending on them.
Okay.
Whatsoever that is right, let the rightful thing be done. Because whenever you go against rule or right, people will condemn you. Mm-hmm. And when you are a leader, it is not good for people to be condemning you because they know for the world that whatsoever that they can do on a daily basis, at the end of the day, it will come on show, people will be able to discuss it. So when they're ready to run decision, they should be able to examine the decision whether it will be right. So whatsoever rules and regulations, those laws were made by the past leaders. So Jesus Christ said, I came to fulfill. I can't change anything. Once the law is there, they should be able to go by it.
Thank you, Nancy. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
What is your name?
Yeah, this is Charles Cooper. I call from Tuporo.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the last time I think I called on your show and I said something, I want to repeat it. I said if the Liberian people continue to subscribe So these two parties, it means they will continue to make mockery out of us. Let me tell you, as a CDC and United Party, they have the what we call negative pay debt mentality. When one party comes and does a wrong thing, the other party will come and use the wrong thing of that other party and do their own wrong thing, and then we use that wrong thing to justify their own wrong. And that is the scenario with the Nigerian politics, because CDC did it, United Party will come and even do it more and use that as a justification. On the issue of the code of conduct, I have said that the code of conduct has become cook your conduct. Most of our leaders have cooked their conduct and they have eaten their conduct. That is, they have cooked it ever since. Okay. They have cooked it ever since, and they have eaten it. That is why we see lawlessness and recklessness in our country among leaders.
Okay.
And it is bad for our country, my brother. When you cook your conduct and eat it, what do you expect? Nothing.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Archie. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. What is the name?
I'm Joseph Freeman from Brownfield.
Go ahead, Joseph.
Thank you. Let me say good morning to the CEO and the panelists on the show. Mm-hmm. You know, let me say the issue of Prophet Key. I'm not saying he did not do wrong, but the very day it was identified that Prophet Key had fraud the voter registration card, he must be arrested and be prosecuted. Maybe by now, he has been sentenced, because the kind of case you don't play with it. It's very, very bad. But why you delay and just last day we heard that Prophet Key was central, he was this. No, I think the government need to be switched and be smart in their things so that they will not be condemned most of the time in their own case. And before I drop it on the issue yesterday, Unity Party came first and did it, the wrong thing. And CDC condemned it. And yesterday, CDC came.
And they did
the same thing. And today again, Unity Party came. Came and come and do the same thing again. You know, the two parties, actually, we need to really sway away from them a little bit on a serious note. And again, when we're on the platform, let's condemn them both yesterday and today. We shouldn't expect on today, because.
Thank you so much. No time. Let's get another person. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Michael Bodenko.
Go ahead.
The issue is just a setup. But it's just one of the key win down. It gets a set of last song that you feel a last song that you grow.
Okay. Good morning. Oh, this person. Let's see. 077790797. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. This is Butler Rehab.
Go ahead.
I've related to the topic of first let me say thank you for the topic. For us that were feeding our own cars, running up and down, Unity Party, we need a change, we need a change. We are going to oblige. We are delegated to my house. Because when it comes to governance, I think the only difference between the UP government and the CDC, because I believe the UP government, they are only a little bit secret. But there's nothing to doing that they're satisfied with our brain pool right now. So what it means for a government that's so young for change. The parties are so young for change, and then the party say, in the 1 year period, people start reading between the lines that, it was better, the truth, it was better, we see it this way. So, the change is not coming. And change, why is not why is dynamic or is systematic? At least this government should have gone from this way to this way. Can you imagine? Look at the campaign slogan. There will be no Liberians to take taxpayer money. To be people, they have to separate their own money from government money. But right now, we don't even know which is government money, which is taxpayer money, or individual money. Okay. Honestly, and you look at our whole system right now. Let me be frank with you. Liberians, I think somehow you can be educated or making research than I do. If you Google the whole world, that's what the only country on planet Earth, I believe, that a point leader in a descending order. You see the man from nowhere getting implemented. Okay. And before that man take that time to fill that gap that he had already lost in life, the country gone and the go.
Thank you. The country already go. Thank you. I love that. Good morning.
Good morning.
What is your name? Hello? Oh, let's get this person. Good morning.
Good morning, Brother Archie.
Good morning, Joseph Tamba.
Thank you for the exclusive recognition. Let me say good morning to the CEO and that of Mr. Lawrence. I may appreciate the CEO this morning for the level of education being provided on the topics that have been discussed. You know, Brother Archie, the NEC had times to work. They have years in working. It does not mean today you just go and fill in your form immediately. They should put it in a system. That's how things administratively does not work that way. They have times to receive applicants, and they have times in duration also to rectify or place those information into the system. So for me, where Prophet is, it should be whipped massively. The reason is very simple.
So y'all won't pay down the man.
I come Prophet Key should be whipped massively wherever he is now.
You know the law can do that. You know you cannot whip him.
Yeah, but there will be no mark on him. We'll gain internal flocking.
So you're the unity parliament and you're telling when the people anything happen to Prophet Key will y'all.
No, Brother Aji.
No, Joseph, you don't escape. Don't escape.
I'm not a member of Unity Party. I'm a supporter of Joseph Nima Boakai presidency. I'm a full-fledged member of the All Liberian Party.
Okay. So don't put the government job at it because anything, if you say anything happening to Prophet Key, you hold the government.
I'm saying things, the remarks that was said live on Facebook by the so-called prophet. He insulted. My man, that man should be flogged massively, man.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. Let's get, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
What is your name?
Yes, my name is Ralph B. Richards. I'm calling from Beaumont.
Beaumont. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you see, some of these things I will always like to say is our own people in the country. You see, when it comes to the aspect of this government, the Bible said that be with the devil that you know and the angel that you never see. You see, so if the word job we have or the power, we could even come to foot for job we are being there for the other time. You will come and know how to take decision.
Okay.
Yeah, you see it. So the past decision.
The way you're good at praising former leaders.
No, for me, I reach the age here to vote. But we're giving some embarrassing because our Liberian people do not want to listen. They want to do their own thing. Come together as a one congregation so that they can make it one country. But the other president for that you put it one. And the same way old thing will be repeating.
Okay.
So if that other president was there, you're just going to leave him at least for 2 times that he be there. The past one that he forget about him that he was not able to do, let him think about it, him do it.
Thank
and
you.
the only way the country will be better.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What is your name?
James.
Please lower your radio.
Are you getting me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Again, to comment to me. For the issue about the king. Nobody hear you call him prophet. How do you understand the word prophet? Who is prophet? What is the role of a prophet? What is the impact of a prophet?
So being given a nickname prophet doesn't mean that you automatically a prophet. So there's a nickname, that's the popular name he's known by.
But my brother, why should they call this a government prophet? Wow. Okay, let me go. There's some issue I have to do with I'm not Koga anymore.
We ain't talking about Koga, but the Koga issue.
Well, we're discussing the thing. Are we not discussing the thing Koga Koga?
Yeah, but Koga Koga, when I say Koga, we say Koga Koga, government official go run campaign. So
yeah, it was because of Koga and when it do the Koga Koga. So the issue of Koga is saturated when it's in Koga Koga. That's how we discussing it. So when you see the Koga Koga,
why they broke the code of conduct? Because of who they broke the code of conduct. You know, because of the Koga, so you discussing Koga because of code and Koga, the people of the member and the church and break the code of conduct. I want to say whether I can leave you on the lab. The pastors, church workers, church officials are hearing me. They went to the same member and they endorsed Koga. And Koga told us that it was a tradition, man. When Zoda, that Zoda, your quality was Zoo. So, and they shall go so Koga, just who are thinking their body. So let the church be careful. Koga is the person in the job. So why wrong with the pastors in the country?
Okay.
Are they getting crazy?
Hey, no, you don't say that. You don't say that. Why would you say that to a clergyman? Good morning.
Good morning. This is Bola. It's in 1 minute.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
15 seconds.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I want for Labembo to understand one thing that the government needs to forget about it completely. In the sense that Liberia government is responsible enough, one, any Liberians, whether in and abroad, you know, perform like seriously as it relates to cultural or social obligation in Liberia. That person should be indicted before arriving the country. So once the person enters this country and go after the person, become a witch hunt.
Thank you.
Even
So, thank you so much. Let's get this person as our final caller. Good morning.
Yeah, come on, Chief.
Bayoga.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Go ahead quickly.
I say, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, Chief, thank you for the discussion, but I don't understand. Now, when the whole Prophet King?
The whole Prophet King yesterday.
Where?
In Monrovia here, to the central.
Anyway, welcome, Prophet King, you know, for me, yeah, because Prophet King, our friend.
Okay.
But you know, when you marry up there on the bamboo, you get it.
Okay.
So, yeah, I want for the government, the president, you know, help who have because one piece in that law.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, yeah, okay.
Thank you so much. So, we are not accepting calls. Let's go back. We are not accepting calls. Let me welcome back CEO and Mr. Yene to just conclude as we go. So, CEO, just conclude from your end. You are muted. You are muted, CEO. You are muted. You are muted. Are you getting me?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to reiterate what I said earlier. My problem with the process is the immediate action that the NEC and the police did not take when they realized that Prophet Key was allegedly defrauding the system. I think they should have taken a step immediately. That way, people would not think about witch hunting. But if you leave the man can also, after 1 week, 2 weeks, going to the third week before you arrest the man because of defrauding a voting system, I think it raises a lot of eyebrows. And I also pray that the police will treat him with fairness. They will charge him if they have reasons to believe that he committed a crime. Let them charge him. If they have the preponderance of evidence, charge the man and send the man to court tomorrow morning. Because the man cannot spend more than 48 hours in jail without being charged. If that happens, it will be a violation of his rights. So I just want to say that on that note, and Yene.
Okay. Thank you so much. Mr. Yene, let's conclude. See you tomorrow. See you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so as I said earlier, anything that is not done properly is not done at all. There's no need for the government to waste its time behind Prophet Key, say they want to prosecute him. Yeah, I look at it to be a witch hunt and to be something that is not properly done. So that case, it's case that's supposed to be dismissed because you are operating a biometric system. Why will you allow somebody to enter the system and you even certificated the person with stamp and even stamp the person's document and give to them? It means your system is not organized. You are not doing anything straight that is dependable. So you should not even prosecute somebody on it. A biometric system, once that man brings the ID, whether when he got somebody back or he put a picture on it, he did it any kind of way, it's all to pop out right there on the computer. It's all to pop out right there, and then you disqualify the man. You leave right there, you call police on the man, you say, where did you get it ID card from? Who gave it to you? How did you get it? But you should not operate under the influence or instruction of somebody when you're supposed to be an independent body, a credible and an impartial body. So I look at it to be infringement of his right of a belated thing now. So they just need to waive that case. We should not work under the influence of somebody. And as it relates to the code of conduct, the vice president, the president, they are all violating it. So the Nigerian people just got to know about it. Even ombudsman, going to ombudsman is a waste of time by the CMC. Because the law specify clear there. Clearly, this is law that was enacted by the legislators, the code of conduct. So it takes effects right away. Once you accept to work for the president, you accept to be a presidential appointee. It means you must abide by the code of conduct. It applies to everybody, but they are in age violation. So you go into the ombudsman. What will they say when they come out with Rudy? The executive is the one that's all exercise it, but it will not. The vice president is over there preaching divisive politics. I mean, fighting to rile on the people again when he has promised the people on so many occasions he has done nothing for them. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure being on this show, and we pray if it were better, we pray that we'll make it better more than this the next time. If it were not better, we pray to make it better the next time. My name is Lawrence Nyan Yene. Have yourself a very good Wednesday. Oh, Tuesday, sorry. Bye-bye from my end.
So, well, thank you, Mr. Yene. It was a nice time. Hope to see you tomorrow. We'll be here again tomorrow as we do the Labyrinth people job. Have yourself a wonderful day.
You too.
Okay. So you listen to the panelists and Mr. Lawrence Nyan Yene and the CEO. Marcus is still enjoying a vacation. In Ghana enjoying. So when he comes back, well, folks, this is how we like to call this a day. Have yourself a wonderful day. My name is Archie say Bob Yene, and many thanks to all of you for the calls and contribution you made. Thanks for the listening role you play. Join us tomorrow, Wednesday, for the May Week edition. Until then, have yourself a pleasant day. Remember, don't trouble before trouble troubles you. Have yourself a great day ahead of you. We conclude with this instrumental.